Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. So back in Minecraft 1.19.4, pre-release 4, and there still is no release date for 1.19.4, which is really weird. Normally they would have given a release date by now. Maybe that will come when the release candidate releases. But anyway, let's now quickly cover the changes. Let's cover the 121s first. The first one is the actual cherry tree leaves have had an update. I don't exactly know how they've been updated. It just mentions that they have had some texture changes to them. And that is also same with the actual cherry sign. Once again, I can't see any changes, but they have been updated. So here's a quick look at them. If you actually want to look at them and compare them to the old textures, I think I can see a difference between these. I think the green is a bit more changed. And also the leaves look like they cut off a lot of the edges. I don't know if that was a thing, because I didn't really look at the textures. But here are the new textures for both of them. Now 1.19.4, if you go to your options, there's a new button called Credits and Attribution. And if you click on this, you can see that it comes up with 3 buttons. One that says Credits, one that says Attribution, and one that says Licenses. Upon clicking these, this one obviously rolls the credits. This one obviously it takes you to this. And the final one takes you to the Java licenses. This is just so you can obviously access these a lot easier. Obviously, you could get the credits and all that before, but you had to like finish the game and jump through the end portal, then it would play the credits. Well, you can now do that upon opening a world or even in the actual lobby. There was also a bug that has been fixed where skulk sensors wouldn't actually activate when you punched a skulk bullet. As you can see, if I now punch it and it breaks, it will now actually set off the skulk sensor. There has actually been a bug fix for hostile mobs, so this obviously includes mobs that are aggressive and that can also wear armor. So things like zombies, drowns, skeletons. There was a bug where if they was actually wearing armor, they wouldn't then replace that armor they were wearing for better armor. So for example, if this zombie was wearing leather armor and there was a diamond piece of armor on the floor here, it will swap that leather armor out for the diamond piece of armor. Okay, I don't know if I've actually found a bug or not, but it don't seem like any zombie wants to pick up a leather helmet. If I throw it on the floor, this one has a sword, so it should be able to pick up items. If I throw the helmets on the floor, they don't seem to want to pick them up. I don't know if that's a bug or if something's changed with zombies and holding items. Well, anyway, I can't seem to get it to work. I can't seem to get any single zombie or skeleton to pick up a actual helmet. So I don't know what's happened. I don't know if there's a bug where they can't pick up armor now, or if it's just something that's changed and it's a bit rarer. I'm not too sure, but zombies and skeletons that are wearing armor should now change armor for better if there is better armor on the floor. Spiders that spawn with potion effects, so that obviously means I think the longer you are in an area, the higher chance spiders can have potion effects. They will now have the infinite potion effect rather than the longest max integer it could have been. So now, if you find a spider with a potion effect, if you was to leave that spider in a corner for ages and ages, the potion effect will never ever wear off because it now uses the infinite effect that was added a few snapshots ago. There's also a bug fix to the brush. If you are now actually brushing something, as you can see there is now a subtitle for it. It will now say that you are brushing. This works obviously when brushing any block and also if you are brushing suspicious sand. If we quickly just throw that down. As you can see, it now actually says to the game that you are brushing in the subtitles. And also, as you can see, brushing sand completed is the subtitle that shows up when you actually finish brushing a piece of sand, and the sand or the sus sand turns to normal sand, as you can see. There was also a bug where entities wouldn't actually see decorated pots as obstacles when pathfinding. So I don't know what that means. I'm guessing they should now be able to pathfind around them and stuff like that. But there was a bug fix with entities and pathfinding through the actual decorated pots. Okay, as you can see, this zombie has just went straight over the decorated pots, so I'm guessing they can just walk straight over them now. Okay, the next bug was entities would spin when standing on top of decorated pots, so they would just spin around in circles. That is no longer the case now, and they will now just walk straight over them. There's also been a bug fix where if you have a waterlogged decorated pot, I still don't know how to get one of these because it seems very weird. I think if you actually push a decorated pot into water, then it will work, but I don't even think you can push them. But there is a bug fix in the patch notes that say if you have a waterlogged decorated pot, the water will now flow out of it. So it doesn't work like leaf blocks. So if you have a leaf and you actually waterlog leaves, the water will stay contained. If you waterlog a decorated pot, the water will flow out like other waterloggable blocks like stairs and stuff like that. There was a bug, meaning that sniffers that were far away from the player, so if you was to go a decent distance away, there'd be a lot of sea fighting on the actual sniffer's texture. As you can see from a distance, it no longer looks like that's the case. I don't know what the distance was. I don't know if it was like the further away the more there was. I'm a good distance away and there don't seem to be any sea fighting on the actual texture of the sniffer. There was also a bug with the actual villager trades where something would interfere with this slider. I don't know what exactly that means, but if you had a bug where this slider was either overtaken or gone, it's now fixed and the slider is now back. There was a bug where if you had a shield and a falling dripstone or anvil, the actual dripstone and anvil will be blocked, so they wouldn't, I don't know what would happen. I don't know if they'd stop falling or if they would just break. Yep, as you can see, if I was to now just place an anvil up there and then shield, it will still damage me and go through the actual shield. Now, if I quickly just jump to the patch notes screen, there are a lot of changes I do want to mention, but I'm not going to go through them in game because it's basically the same thing. Some words within the /clear command, feedback message, are always pluralized. There is so many of these. As you can see, spread players, command feedback messages pluralized, the function and schedule is pluralized, the world border, the multiplayer command feedback. So it's just a lot of things have been fixed in like the feedback of commands. Also, as you can see right here, select world game mode hardcore info in the create new world GUI is improperly capitalized. So there is a lot of actual bug fixes with words being either wrong or either having wrong capital letters. There was an actual technical change I forgot about. When a new interpolation is started, it now starts from the current state into the final state. That's within the display entities, the actual entity that was added where you could display stuff like text, items, blocks and stuff like that. So that is a change made to that, and there are also a few bug fixes related to this as well. As you can see, display underscore block transforms breaks when shearing. The item display has wrong default value. There's also one right here, tall grass and large fern display grey as block entities or block display entities. So now if you use tall grass or large fern, they should now display as their green color rather than a grey color. And also this last bug fix down here. Players are kicked from server environments due to chat message validation failures when attempting to type in chat after having previously altered chat settings. So that is no longer the case. You should no longer be kicked from server environments if you change your chat settings. But anyway, this is once again a really small pre-release, but I thought I'd cover it anyway because there are a few changes in it to do with 1.20. Obviously the texture changes, and there are obviously a few little bugs that are good to know. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon.